All right, happy Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday, and had a little time tonight. I was kind of curious to see just what kind of Black Friday Milwaukee hacks are out there at Home Depot. And we were there this morning, actually. First thing in the morning, wife needed to get a new Christmas tree, and I wasn't too crazy about some of the things that I saw Home Depot having available for Milwaukee tools. I took a look, and she was like, "Well, you see anything that you want for Christmas, or you put on your list or something for Santa to get you?" And I was like, yeah, I don't think I need anything, you know." But well, of course, I mean, I do. You always need something, right? If you've got a Milwaukee tool user in the family, and you're like, "Oh, what? I want to get my spouse something Milwaukee." And if they don't tell you exactly what they want, it's kind of dangerous to just go buy something or something that you think that they want. You really want to make sure that you're getting a specific a specific model of what they're wanting. Uh, and I only say that because my wife knew for the longest time that I was wanting to get one of the Milwaukee Vacs, right? And she had, I think this is for my birthday. Or, yeah, was it for my birthday? Yeah, this past year when I turned 50. And she had surprised me with getting me the Milwaukee M18 vacuum, which was very nice of her. Loved it. But I had my eyes set on getting the pack out vac, right? She didn't know the difference. She just heard me talking about getting the Milwaukee M18 vac and had gone to Home Depot, grabbed it, and surprised me for my birthday. So, yeah, long story short, I had to kind of take that one back. And then later on, I applied that money to getting the pack out vac when we actually got it for, I think it was one of the buy more, save more. Did we get the pack out vac on that buy more, save more? I think we did. It was a buy more, save more with Ace, and then we had Home Depot match it. That was the price match on that one there. But it was basically we got it for such a fantastic deal. It was like 100 under 110 bucks. Um, but I wanted to check and see what kind of deals that they had tonight. And this is actually kind of interesting because I think when I was kind of scrolling through earlier, and you guys should be able to see the website here. Let me make sure I've got the comments pulled up so I can see if you guys have any comments that are coming in. I can kind of see it there too. Uh, this is the first time that I've seen the hack to where I think the Forge battery kind of comes into play. So we're gonna do just like we normally do. Go into the search bar. We're just gonna do a search on Milwaukee just so that if you're not familiar with the hacks, you just have a base where to start. So you're gonna go to the Home Depot website, and we're gonna just search on Milwaukee initially. Okay. And the interesting thing here, all right, we come down to the free Forge 8 amp hour battery with purchase. Now, I don't have any Forge batteries. I was hoping to get my first Forge batteries with the Milwaukee mower this past season. And that's the one we hacked the Milwaukee mower, and I got it for $5.99. But it came with the 12 amp hour batteries, the two 12 amp hour batteries. And that was when they were kind of clearing out all of the older mower inventories in the Home Depot stores and slowly bringing in the mowers that had the Forge batteries with them. And I was hoping to get it with the hack, but I talked to the guy there at the store. I opened up the box, so I wanted to see if it was coming with the Forge or the 12 high output amp hour batteries, and it was the older style. But for $5.99, I couldn't complain. I just wanted to get the mower. He had no inventory that had the Forge batteries with them. So I just decided to go ahead and do the 12 amp hour batteries. And then at some point down the road, I would get some Forge batteries. I just haven't gotten it yet. So, what's up, guys? Adam Boatsman, what's up? and Michael Allen. What's going on? So this is interesting because this is where I'm seeing the Forge battery with the Milwaukee Hack kind of come into play. So we're going to go ahead and click that. And we come down, you see the 8 amp hour battery, the Forge. And this is always great because you know that you're going to, when you see free with purchase, okay, that's kind of an initial sign that you're going to be able to do some hacking, okay? And so you see where free with a purchase, the Forge 8 amp hour battery. And you see down here where it says get this item for free with a qualifying purchase. This is what we want to see when we're doing our Milwaukee Hack. Okay. And yeah, I've also been kind of, if you've noticed a couple of my posts today in the last couple weeks, not that I'm arguing with people that are saying that the Milwaukee Hack is stealing, but I think there's a general misunderstanding of what the hack is. And I think people that don't quite know what the hack is are kind of lumping it in with stealing. And that's just not the case, right? So we'll get into the details here in just a little bit, but I had to post a couple videos today, just in kind of replying to some of the comments of people that would come on to my page and leave comments that the Milwaukee Hack is stealing. It's not. All right, so we're going to shop this offer. Now, the interesting thing here that catches my eye is I have been needing and wanting to get the Milwaukee Hedge Trimmer for so long. I'm holding out for a good hack deal for the Milwaukee Hedge Trimmer. I'm wanting the 30-inch, and I just haven't been, it just hasn't come around to being a hackable deal. Now, this is interesting here because the very first thing that pops up on this potential hack deal is the 30-inch hedge trimmer, but it comes with a battery and charger. Okay, so let's just see how this turns out. I'm kind of excited to kind of see. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and select that, and then if you scroll here, you can pick anything that's on this list that is going to be hackable with this 8 amp hour Forge battery. So I see another one is the chainsaw, because I'm switching over from all of my old Echo 58 volt battery, lawnmower, chainsaw, blower, all that stuff, and that was probably pushing about 10 years old. And when Echo updated their battery system to a whole new thing to where you had to buy all new stuff anyways, I decided, well, that's my cue to switch over to all Milwaukee stuff anyways. So I'm in need of replacing the chainsaw, the hedge trimmer. But anyways, let's check out this hedge trimmer, the 30-inch one. And let's see here. So by doing the hack with the 8 amp hour battery pack, and I know it says free, but this is how the hack works. You're not necessarily getting it free. They're going to line item cost the discount of what you would have gotten with the free battery. So you're basically getting a hefty discount on both the battery and then the hedge trimmer with the other Forge battery and charger. Now, the interesting thing is here, if we were to do this as a hack, so we would get the hedge trimmer, the 30-inch hedge trimmer, which usually goes for what, $329, right? And then we're also getting an 8 amp hour Forge battery with a rapid charger. That's normally $329. Very rarely have I seen any kind of sales, legitimate sales on this, on just the hedge trimmer, right? So they are including the 8 amp hour Forge battery and a rapid charger, but with the hack, you're getting an extra battery, an extra 8 amp hour battery, right? So if we're looking at this, what was normally just the 30-inch hedge trimmer, right? If you guys are watching this also, let me know if I'm overlooking something. The 30-inch hedge trimmer by itself is $329. If we're going to hack it with the extra 8 amp hour Forge battery, you're going to get that 30-inch hedge trimmer for $369.18 and a rapid charger and an 8 amp hour Forge battery for $369. So that's a pretty good deal. Because what we're going to do in the hack deal is we're going to then return the battery here at the top, right? So instead of getting the two batteries, the two 8 amp hour Forge batteries, we're going to return the one, and we're going to get a credit of $159.82 back onto your credit card. And so the deal is going to go through $369.18 for the 30-inch hedge trimmer, the rapid charger, and an 8 amp hour Forge battery. That's really a great deal. Rodrigo, I bought the Milwaukee Salsa and came with the new 8 amp hour battery. What'd you get it for? Like you bought it straight up as a deal or a Black Friday deal, or did you hack it or what? So if you guys are like me and you've been wanting to get this hedge trimmer, it just doesn't look like right now through the end of the year that we're going to get a good discount on just the 30-inch hedge trimmer by itself. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a hackable deal of the 30-inch hedge trimmer by itself to where we can get, under $300 for it. But for the value of $369.18, you're going to get the 30-inch hedge trimmer with the 8 amp hour Forge battery and another rapid charger. I mean, I may pull the trigger on this one because I do need to get the hedge trimmer. But here's the thing. Can I wait until as we get closer to spring and just hope for a better deal? Yeah, maybe, because I'm not going to be doing much cutting right now. I will be doing my hedges in the wintertime prior to them starting to grow in the early spring. But I think for the value, this is really good. Right? Am I crazy? Rodrigo, I also bought the DeWalt Flex battery, 9 amp hour and a charger. So you got some toys in. You got some new toys in this week, which is nice. So you're on both the DeWalt and Milwaukee battery line. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, if I'm needing that hedge trimmer, the 30-inch hedge trimmer, this is a great value play here for $369.18. All right, so let's take a look at another deal. Okay, now this is going to be the cheapest price I have seen for the Milwaukee M18 air inflator, and it's a hackable deal right now. Now remember, I got my Milwaukee air inflator for like 109 or 107. I forget the exact number. I'm off by maybe a buck or two. 109 or 107, which is a fantastic deal for the Milwaukee air inflator. Let me go ahead and clear this stuff out of my cart. Okay, we're going to go up here. So if you're needing the Milwaukee M18 air inflator, now's the time to get it. Okay? Because check out the price here. All right, so normally the air inflator, the M18 air inflator, I've got both the M12 and the M18 that you guys see here, but the M18, okay? So check this out. This is the cheapest I've seen this, hackable too. So you see the air inflator, it's $199. Shop this offer. Now the air inflator has been hackable pretty much the entire 2025 year, okay? And the ballpark price for the hackable deal is about 107 to 109 to get, and it is a fantastic tool for that price. Shop this offer. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and pick. Let's try this here. Well, that's not a deal there. Because that brings it down to 119. And I'm not crazy about that. because the normal hackable price is about 109, 107. When I did this earlier, which prompted me to come down into the studio tonight to record this, I'm watching the Texas A&M game, but when I saw this, I could have sworn maybe it was the other. Let me try this here. Hold on. We're going to clear that out. Let's try it again. I think it came out to like 99 or 98 bucks. Rodrigo, what I noticed this Black Friday is that there was not a lot of people shopping. I think people feel that there was not enough deals from this big brand to bring them in. I agree with you. We were out early today doing some other stuff, and we did just happen to pop into Home Depot. Wife wanted to get a brand new Christmas tree. Hardly anybody was out. So I agree with you. Let's go ahead and pick, was it this one here? There we go. So the hackable deal to get the air inflator, the M18 air inflator for $99.50, which is the cheapest I have ever seen this. You're going to pair it with the M18, the two 5 amp hour batteries, and the charger. Okay. So you see here, let's go ahead and view it in the cart. So we look here. If you were to return the pair of 5 amp hour batteries and the charger once you received your items after completing your sale here, and again, this is what you're looking for, is your cart here is basically what your receipt's going to show. So it's attributing a cost of $99.50 for the two 5 amp hour batteries and charger, and it's associating a cost of $99.50 for the M18 air inflator. So when you get those delivered to you for free, or you go to the store and you pick up one, you don't pick up the other, however you want to do the hack. But when you return the two 5 amp hour batteries and the charger, you then essentially get the M18 air inflator for $99.50. That is that is almost $10 cheaper than when I hacked it this year. $99.50 is ridiculously fantastic price. And I highly, highly recommend getting this. Even if you already have like the M12 air inflator, which I had that initially also, and I love that tool. It's very small, portable, does a great job with our situation. We had at one time 4 cars here. Couldn't do all 4 cars and 16 tires, right? Is that the right math? 4 tires per car for 16 tires. But it came pretty close. We have one Silverado truck and then 3 other cars. The M12 can do its business, right? But the M18, this is a beautiful tool, especially if you get the locking chuck adapter to it, so you have to screw it on every time. Get that locking chuck added to it. That's a fantastic tool. And for $99.50, I don't think you're going to see it any cheaper unless they come out with a newer version of it down the road that has the locking chuck, which I can see Milwaukee doing that to us. Version 2 of the M18 air inflator coming with a locking chuck instead of the screw on. So here, this is the deal to get. If you're on the Milwaukee line and you do not have the M18 air inflator yet, and you're wanting to do your first Milwaukee Hack deal that you've heard about, and you're like, what is this secret hack deal? Look, I spent 2 or 3 years reading about these people doing the Milwaukee Hack, reading about it on Reddit, seeing a few people here and there talking about it, but I never quite understood what it was. This is the time to get it. Right here, $99.50. You're going to want to get that. I would jump all over this deal right now for the Milwaukee air inflator. Oh man, I'm about 50-50 right now, wanting to go ahead and do the hedge trimmer. The hedge trimmer deal. and just call that my early Christmas present to myself. So I'm just gonna let's just show everybody how to do that real quick again, okay? So you're gonna go to here. Let's start from the get go, right from the Home Depot website, right from the front page, okay? And let's just type in Milwaukee, just like it was your first time on here. I know it's all shown in my search thing already, but let's do it like we just got on, or you just got on. You've never done this before. Okay, you're going to scroll down. You see where it shows free Forge 8 amp hour battery with purchase. Go ahead and click that one. Okay. Come down here. Click on the picture. You see that here. Go to shop this offer. You guys see where my little cursor's down here? Shop this offer for the free amp hour or free 8 amp hour battery. And these are all the things that are hackable with that 8 amp hour battery. So if you need something else, if you need something else here, like Rodrigo was saying earlier, he got the Sawzall. So let's just, for shits and grins, if we were to pick the Sawzall as a hackable thing, you could get the Sawzall for $153.23. I don't know if Rodrigo's still here watching. I don't know how much he paid for his and what he got his for. But if you were to hack this right now, today, and I assume this will probably go through the weekend. Go through the weekend. You can get the Sawzall for $153.23 when you basically return the 8 amp hour Forge battery. And you can do that because on your receipt, just like it shows here on the cart, on your receipt, it's going to show, it's not necessarily a free battery, but they're discounting both items. You're going to get a line item cost associated for both. And so they're giving you a value of $125.77 for the battery, $153.23 for the Sawzall. And then when you return the battery, you're going to get the $125.77 back on your card. And then you're basically getting the Sawzall for $153.23. Okay. We're going to clear this out. And then I'm just going to show you for those of you that are kind of shown up a little bit later, I've been looking for that 30-inch hedge trimmer. So let's start this over again. Start with the 8 amp hour Forge battery. Shop this offer. Here's the hedge trimmer deal. Now the hedge trimmer, it's coming as a kit, not by itself. So by itself, we all know that's pretty steady $329 all the time. Very rarely has it gone on sale, and I've never seen it hackable, to be honest with you. So I'm going to click that. So you'll see with the deal we're doing the hedge trimmer with that free battery. We're going to add that to the cart to see the prices associated with it. So the cost associated with the free battery, it's not free, right? They're associating $159.82 to the battery, and then the hedge trimmer with another 8 amp hour Forge battery and a supercharger, $369.18. So for an extra $40 of the regular price, we're getting an 8 amp hour Forge battery with a charger. I can use an extra charger, to be honest with you, because I've got chargers downstairs in my basement, two in the garage. I've got one in our living room that is kind of my battery storage area to where I can charge some batteries there. And then I need one extra one here in the office because I do rotate out batteries to use for various lights or something in here. And I have to go use the charger in the basement. I'd love to have just a charger in here. So that would be my extra charger. Am I crazy? Is it rapid charger? What did I say? Here, let's just look at it real quick. Rapid charger. Did I say supercharger or something? Thanks, Easy Mac. So even with just the rapid charger, I'm not in the trade. I don't need the high-end chargers. I can slow charge anything. I've got plenty of other batteries charged up, ready to go. I just need a place, another charger to get things charged up. Yeah, thanks, Easy Mac. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for the people that are in the know, I mean, I'm glad you caught that because I don't want to put misinformation out there. Supercharger and rapid charger completely different, and I'm gonna keep mixing them up again because I'm not a trades guy. But this right, Easy Mac, this is a hell of a deal if you're looking for the 30-inch hedge trimmer, which usually goes for $329. For an extra $40, you're getting the 8 amp hour forge and a rapid charger. I mean, this may be one to where I'm gonna need to not do this on the live and just verify with the wife what the Christmas plans are, right? Because I have the bad thing associated with me that I end up just buying things that I want and nobody can get me stuff because I buy it anyways. If somebody already had the idea they're wanting to get this for me, I need to coordinate. I'm thinking more than just for myself here. All right, Easy Mac. I'm actually a gotta read this. TTI rep, so happy to help. Definitely a fantastic deal. See? What TTI? Explain that. Explain that for me. And what are your thoughts on doing the Milwaukee Hack? I'm trying to talk to as many people that I can on the retail side of things, whether they're from Home Depot or Milwaukee or whatever kind of other retail businesses that handle Milwaukee tools, and their thoughts on the Milwaukee Hack. Because again, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people think the Milwaukee Hack is stealing, and it's not. If you look at my YouTube short today, I just posted it, I think tonight, that somebody said that the Milwaukee Hack is basically stealing from Home Depot, and it's not. And we got into this whole thing about, the bars up that are holding back all the tools. And he had kind of mentioned that a little bit, and I'm like, that's for people literally walking out of the store with Milwaukee tools because that got so crazy in the last 5 years. Remember, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that they didn't have the cages set up for the Milwaukee tools. But they had so many people walking into the stores and literally walking out. And Home Depot doesn't want these sales associates to stop them. Whole nother story. We're not talking about that here, okay? Whether, whatever. Nobody should be, getting shot over a Milwaukee tool or whatever. But that's why those cages are set up, not because people doing the Milwaukee Hack. Yeah, Easy Mac's probably gone. So anyways, this is a fantastic deal for the hedge trimmer. I think I'm going to do it. I'm just going to run it by the wife tonight. Once she gets done, she's kind of entertaining upstairs. I'm going to go finish watching the Texas A&M game. Don't tell me the score in the comment section here. But it's been a few months since I've done an actual hack, right? I've got the itch to do it. And this is a great deal because I need to get a forged battery, or I don't need. I want to get a forged battery. I'd like to get my first one just to have. Comes with an extra charger. I do need another charger. No, I don't need another. I want another charger. I've already got, what did I say? 3, 4 in the house. But I can use one. It'd be nice to have an extra one here in the office. I'm just making excuses, okay? But I think if I'm going to suggest to people to get me something for Christmas, and this isn't a personal, this is a family buy. This is a family investment. The hedge trimmer. You should see the hedges out front. Since I got rid of our Echo stuff last year, I gave it to my neighbor who just moved into his first house. I gave him all of my old Echo stuff. I said, here, have it. Better than me trying to sell it, making a few $100. It's like, look, you guys are just starting out. The Echo stuff is great. Just know that you can't really buy any new batteries for it. He loved it. He got the mower, trimmer, chainsaw, blower. I don't know what else I gave him on it. So I need to replace all that stuff. I need hedge trimmers. My hedges are out of control outside. David Haas, what's up? Got the Gen 2 90 die grinder, 5 amp hour high output battery, M12 charger, soft case for 250 by returning the M12 grease gun. See? Yeah, great deal. Now, what, like, are you in the trades? Do you work out? Are you kind of just like me, a weekend DIY dad type thing? Milwaukee Hack is great. And like if you guys are new here and you didn't see the video I posted about a month ago, talk to my Milwaukee rep here at my local Home Depot. Pulled him aside finally. I said, look, I'm not going to record anything or whatever. What are your thoughts on the Milwaukee Hack? And at first he was like, the what? I kind of explained it to him. He's like, we don't care. That the Milwaukee Hack has never been brought up on any kind of meeting that they've had with Milwaukee or Home Depot. He says, as long as you're not walking out physically stealing stuff, we don't care. He goes, good, you're getting a great deal. Everybody's still making their money. Joey Johnson, I tried to return just the one free gift, but they said I had to return everything, not just the free gift. See, Joey, that's not, if as long as on your receipt it's broken out line item by the cost, it's not it's not like the combo deal. This is just like any other purchase. You should be able to return it. I say that you should be. I'm not there. I don't know exactly what you bought. I don't know what your receipt said. There are other people that have told me that before, what David Haas is saying. Or I'm sorry, that Joey Johnson is saying. That they tried to return the one item and they said, we're not going to return it unless you return the whole deal. That doesn't make sense. Home Depot has a really good return policy also. So Joey's saying it was 2 separate items on the receipt, and they both had an associate their own individual cost to it. I would love to see. I mean, if you still have the receipt or whatever, like I'm up for being like I'm not saying I know it all, but from the Home Depot managers I've talked to, my Milwaukee rep I just talked to, it's not a big deal. And I think a lot of people, if you're on Reddit, like I'm on Reddit quite a bit on the Milwaukee Tool subreddit, and there's almost every other week there's somebody that gets on that kind of warns everybody about the Milwaukee Hack. Don't do it. They're going to ban your account. You're not going to be able to buy from them anymore. I did it and they shut my account down or whatever. Here's what I think is happening. I think in addition to them doing the Milwaukee Hack, they're doing some other stuff. When you look at the Milwaukee Hack just sounds bad. I'm not the one who named it. But Milwaukee Hack just sounds like you're doing something in the gray area. You're not. This is a standard sales, a standard deal. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you're getting, like on here, you're seeing on my cart, as long as you're getting separate line items and a separate cost associated with it, you should be able to return one or the other without having to return the whole thing. David Haas, if you try to return the item for the full value without a receipt, I could see the issue. Yeah, but that's different. Hold on. Joey Johnson. Yes, their own cost to it. I think the Home Depot people were just not wanting me to do it, even though I technically should be able to. I can I put this up here? Oh, hey, look at that. It's like I've never worked with my software before. I use this software on another channel that I do, and I forget that I can feature your guys' comments up here on the lives as well, and I should have been doing that. But as long as yeah, so I look, Joey, I trust you. I trust what you're saying is accurate. I don't know what's going on with that particular person, whether it's at customer service or wherever at Home Depot, that said no, you have to return the whole thing, because that just doesn't make sense with the receipt that you get, the return policy. I mean, how many times do we do just on a DIY at your house? You're painting the living room, you have to go to Home Depot. You make like 10 runs to Home Depot for the weekend for that Saturday and Sunday, right? And the person's that's checking out, they're like, "Oh my God, you're back already." I was like, "Yeah, I forgot this or that or something broke." And you buy a whole bunch of extra stuff and then you end up returning parts of it. That's the norm in DIY. That happens all the time. They don't make you return everything you bought. I don't know why they would have done that uh, in Joey's case here, but if he's saying that is what happened with them, I would think if he raised enough of a fuss, somebody above them or the store manager would have to step in and say, "Yeah, why are you making him return everything? Here's the receipt. Here's the line item cost of everything. He just wants to return this." The 10 times that I've done it, not one time has it been an issue. They could care less, right? Easy Mac, I can confirm as being a Milwaukee sales rep, this is simply a loophole within the system. If it was truly, well, let me hold on. All right. So Easy Mac, I can confirm as being a Milwaukee sales rep. It is simply a loophole within the system. It was truly ground upon that there would be a built-in Home Depot system to clarify and standardize the rules. If it was truly an issue, then there would be a standardized system in the return process. Todd Turner's not one time for Todd either. So Easy Mac here, being a Milwaukee sales rep, is saying you have it right here. So Easy Mac, why do you think? So what was the problem with Joey here? That the associate at Home Depot said he had to return everything. If he indeed had his receipt and it's line item like this to where each one had a cost associated and he wanted to return just one of the line items. Now, where this could get funky, okay, is on this particular deal that I have here up on the screen that you guys see with my hedge trimmer. Let's say if I wanted to get the 8 amp hour Forge battery up here for $159 and I wanted to return the hedge trimmer, I'd have to return the hedge trimmer, the charger, and the battery because that's a bundled deal. Bundled deals, I understand you have to return everything within the bundled deal. Basically, you have to return everything that's line itemed on your receipt. So David Haas, who's the Milwaukee rep, said he just asked for a manager. If still no luck, go somewhere else. But so why? Like, can you think of a reason why they would do that? Because that sounds like somebody that works at Home Depot that doesn't know. Like, they don't know what they're doing. Certain stores go about return very differently. Some are looser than others. Some go about returns very logically, and then they look at it like a hack and they don't want to allow it. But that almost sounds like they're letting in like their personal feelings about it. Like they just have a personal grudge about people, doing the hack, and they're like, I'm not letting anybody doing. I know you're doing that Milwaukee hack thing, and I'm not going to let you do it. I'm going to exert a little bit of power over you and say, no, you can't return this line item. You got to return everything. So therefore, I think, and again, I'm not there, so I can't say that for sure, but I'm thinking that this is just, you're dealing with somebody that doesn't know any better. And they think that they're, you know, I don't think technically they can do that. Easy Mac, I'm glad that you are here. I'm glad that you're kind of shedding a little light on it. Because my guy at the Home Depot that I talked to, he's not going to get on camera. I said, no, don't worry about it. I'm just curious what you, he's like, look, not one time have we had a sit down meeting or anything about it. We don't care. As long as you're not walking out with our stuff, we don't care. And then the actual Home Depot rep that came up behind him, I said, hey, by the way, do you know what the Milwaukee Hack? He goes, I have no idea. It was an older Milwaukee rep, or not, I'm sorry, an older Home Depot sales associate. He looked a little grumpy, to be honest with you. But when I asked him, hey, do you know what the Milwaukee Hack is? He's, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, okay. You got something else on your mind. But the Milwaukee rep, I thought, he's like, no. I just saw him today. Gave him the knuckles, said, what's up, brother? Where are those end caps with those clearance Milwaukee stuff? All right, David Haas. Let's see here. Supposedly they have a disclaimer saying that they can refuse a return for any reason, but I haven't seen it. So, okay, so if that's the case, I can understand that. But I think for them to enact that, something else has to, you know what I'm saying? They have to be seeing some other red flags. I'm not saying that's what happened here. But if there is that disclaimer, and I you know, I can see them having that they can refuse a certain return on their discretion. I get it. Robert Marsh, what's up? I think some people, I keep forgetting I can put this up so you guys can see it. I think some people get to the checkout and they start talking too much. Just answer their questions, nothing more, nothing less. You know what? And again, every time that I've done this, I don't know how much money the customer service people make, but they're just trying to earn their money, and they want to clock out and go home to their families. They're not playing Inspector Clouseau, Magnum PI. Look, I'm dating myself. Jesus Christ, Inspector Clouseau, Magnum PI. It's like 2025. I have a receipt. I have an unopened box return. I'm bringing it. I don't need it. I don't even say that much. I'm just making a return. I don't need it. Here's a receipt. Didn't open it. Nothing's wrong with it. 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Done. Here you go, sir. Have a great day. Thank you. And then I go about my business. Easy Mac. You also have the right to return any item for any reason. So if it means you don't want the extra battery, then you have the right to return it. So I didn't know that. That's great. Look, if you come up, Easy Mac, if you end up talking about this a little bit more at work and can get us a little more definitive stuff, like I don't want to put out bad information, right? And if the Milwaukee Hack is indeed something that is looked down upon on the corporate level from Milwaukee and Home Depot, I will change my tune. Okay? If they're like, "Oh man, this is really killing us." These people doing the hacks have got one up on us for the last 10 years. Don't know how to fix it, but they're just getting theirs. I'll change my tune. I don't think they care, and they're still getting theirs. I think this is just another marketing way of them making some of us think we're getting these super great deals. These people are so hooked on these battery lines. The more of these deals they have, the more in the long run they're going to make off of us. When you talk too much, it makes you come across as a hustler. Yeah, you just have to know what to say and what you don't have to say. I'm a talker myself when I go in. I like communicating with people, seeing how they're doing. Hopefully, they're having a decent day, especially people in the customer service who've been probably yelled at a few times from just some asshole that's come in, that's trying to game the system. That's truly gaming the system, treating people terribly. The people that are on the other side of the desk that are at the customer service that are taking my returns, they're just like me. They're just trying to earn a minimum amount of money, and they want to go home, have a nice meal when they go home, see their family, watch a movie. Don't want any drama. Want to get home safe. I get it. I like talking. How's your day going? Boy, you're missing out on some sunshine outside. Oh, it's super cold out. Just small talk. Bring a little smile to the lady's face. Never once have they been like, wait a minute, are you doing the Milwaukee Hack? Never. But that's just me. I can't say that hasn't happened to other people. And obviously it has. Robert Marsh, do you want to know the score yet? You know what? Yeah, go ahead and let me know the score, because I know there's got to be a little bit of time left that I can watch the second half. I think I've only been on here for like 45 minutes. I really meant for this to be like a 20-minute live, just because I was excited to see the 30-inch hedge trimmer, and then to see the M18 air inflator for like $99. I was like, oh, I've got to go do just a quick 15-20 minute video. Let me know the score, and then we're gonna wrap this up, guys. But what was I saying? So Easy Mac, if you do come up with some more information for us, I would love for you to, if you can share that with me, or if you wanted to do like, I'd have you on the live if you wanted to. If you feel comfortable about it, we can talk about the Milwaukee Hack, because you would lend it some credibility being a Milwaukee rep. But I don't want you to, I want to make sure that your things are covered. Maybe you don't mind talking about it in the comment section, but showing your face, going live with me talking about it is a different thing. I get it. But if you wanted to, if you got the clearance and there's nothing wrong with it, I'd love to talk to you about it. Third quarter, A&M 10, Texas 3. See, I was just talking to my youngest. See, I'm a Mizzou guy, Missouri football guy. Went to Missouri. I'm an SEC guy. My youngest is a freshman. Is he a freshman? Jesus. At Ole Miss. My oldest is a junior at West Point. So I'm watching football from all over the place, but we're an SEC house. I'm trying to find ways for more SEC teams to get into the playoffs. I think we can do it if Texas wins tonight, because I think A&M's in the playoffs no matter what. Texas wins, I think they're in the mix. We get another SEC team in there. Not that you guys, like on the DIY side, we're not talking sports. Though Robert Marsh is a big Buckeye fan. Long live the Hack. And that's the fun part. I mean, I love the DIY channel that I do here. I do love talking like tools and just doing stuff around the house. I don't come at it as a person that knows how to do everything. There's a ton of those DIY channels that are out there that are great. These guys know like how to do everything, how to work every tool. That's not me, and that's not my channel. My channel is very much, I'm a 50-year-old guy, and within the last 5 to 10 years, bought my first tools that were not hand-me-downs from in-laws and people that didn't want their old tools. I never fixed stuff. We just bought new things. Right? I didn't know how to air up my own tires. I'm getting ready to do this video. I was that guy that thought that I knew how to, if I wanted to, I thought I knew how to do stuff. And I remember initially showing my kids how to air up their tires when they first started driving. I said, look on the tire. You see where it says max PSI? That's what you aired it up to. I did that until I was like 40. I didn't know. That's my channel, is me discovering things. I'm taking you on the journey of, all right, here's what's broken. Here's what I'm going to try to fix. Oh, by the way, as we're trying to fix things, I got to buy new tools. I'm a Milwaukee fan now. All my stuff before was all like Black & Decker stuff that was hand-me-downs. Trust me, I've never seen an impact drill. What is this thing? What does this do? Holy crap, 70, 80 PSI is nuts. Yeah. Uh, guilty. My son's the 2000, so this is my oldest, the one that's at West Point. He bought his 2003 Chevy Silverado all on his own money before he left. Super proud of him. And trying to tell him, hey, you got to learn how to do your own oil changes, check your make sure you're checking your oil, your tires, and stuff like that. Just kind of the dad stuff, but from the aspect of not really knowing what the hell I'm talking about. I said, let's check out the PSI on your tires, and yeah, it was probably something like max PSI 70 on his Silverado tires. And I remember him taking my M12 at the time that I had it. I've had that for a while. And it seemed like it took 15 minutes to air up that one tire to the max. But that's what I'm about here on my channel. I don't know this shit. But I'm at that point in my life to where I kind of have to figure out how to do things. And we can't just buy stuff new all the time anymore. I got to learn how to be a little self-reliant. Got to fix some things. Things that I wasn't shown. I didn't grow up with anybody showing me how to do that stuff. So I want to change that. Robert Marsh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm here to kind of have some fun, find some like-minded people that are just like, hey, we got to fix some shit too. Our dishwasher just broke this weekend, or our dryer went down. I have that attitude now to where I'm like, I can probably give it a go and try to fix anything. I mean, for God's sake, I went from knowing nothing to changing out the timing belt in my wife's Equinox a year and a half, 2 years ago. It took me 3 months, and we don't have that car anymore because other things went wrong with it. But I was taking apart things and doing things I still have no business doing. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to, due to the great people on YouTube that are sharing their knowledge, and I probably watched a dozen different videos on how to do that timing chain. And I swear, one of the happiest nights of my life is when I screwed in that last screw that one night. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start the car. Nobody was home. I was like, I wonder if I should wait for somebody to be home. Because if I start the car and it blows up, kind of like in Casino. Remember De Niro in the car for Casino? I was like, I think this car could blow up. Because I didn't know what I was doing. That car started. I drove it to my wife's work that night, and she was amazed. I was like, I can't believe I did that. I fixed it. Timing chain. Don't think I can do it again, but I did it. Anyways, all right. I got to go watch football. So I think I'll let you guys know if I do the hedge trimmer. Do Easy Mac. Do me a favor. Let me see here. I think you said something else. Hold on. Yes, sir. I will talk with my manager and my district manager and see how they feel about it. I know that used returns, that Home Depot can't sell do cost us directly, but it is a return, then it doesn't affect us or Home Depot. Not quite sure. Maybe there's a couple typos or something. But Easy Mac, verifying your end. And if you want to do a live with me, we can talk about it. I'm going to ask you the questions that most of us are wanting to know about. You're a Milwaukee rep. Is there anything wrong with the Milwaukee Hack? Yeah, no problem, man. All right, I look. I gotta go watch I gotta go watch that Texas A&M game. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Easy Mac, let me know. Shoot me a message or something, or put something in the comments. We'll set something up, or we can just kind of converse in the comments like this too. I totally understand about the differences between talking on comments and actually showing your face on video and like promoting certain things. And I don't want you to get in trouble for anything like that either. But I I love the community that we kind of have going on, and helping each other out. There's nothing that I enjoy more than when I figure out something or I learn something, I pass on to somebody else that kind of struggles, and we're helping each other out. I've learned so much just in the comment sections on a lot of my videos on things that I'm struggling with, and you guys are coming in and say, hey, have you looked at using this tool? I didn't even know that tool existed. Have you looked at trying it this way? Had no idea. I appreciate it. When I started the DIY channel, the couple friends of mine, they're like, you are absolutely crazy. That's got to be the most toxic area of YouTube, is the DIY people. Because it's mostly guys, and it's guys that know their shit, right? And then I'm starting one, and I don't know anything. And they were like, you're crazy. And when I tell them of all the channels that I've done, of all the things that I've done online, this community here on the DIY has been the most helpful and really the nicest. I've had very little problems on the DIY stuff. So, all right, Todd Turner, thank you. Yeah, you guys have a safe weekend too. Enjoy it. Spend time with your friends, family, or if you like being alone. I'm a big alone guy also. So however you like to spend your time, I hope you guys have a good time. And we'll see you guys in a few days. All right. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll see you.